Hello, my name is James Nicolau, and this is my third and final video for my CS 499 Capstone class, Module 2 Code Review. So the first two videos covered my CS 210 project, my CS 300 project, encompassing the categories of software design engineering and algorithms and data structures respectively. This third artifact and category is databases. So I know there's actual classes referring to databases, and I want to do something a little bit different. What I mean with that is I'm going to go over my final project for my CS360 mobile design and architecture. So I created an Android app, and it has simple databases built into it for DAO files, and with these I want to expand on it. So I really enjoyed this class and developing the project. I ran out of time because, man, was this a beast of a project. And my big thing that I want to edit is the database side of this specifically. So going over this code, the purpose of this project is to provide a username and login. It allows for a weight tracking app, so I can enter a target weight, a day-by-day weight of the week. I can enter weights in for each day of the week, and then what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to send an SMS message when you get so close to your target weight based on your weight of the week, and it'll send you a text saying like you're 10 pounds out, 5 pounds out, and then congratulations, you hit your target. I will say, unfortunately, the SMS portion does not work, and kind of crashes the program here and there. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It is kind of a mess, and that is one of the big things I need to clean up. But I will say the rest of the function or the program works. So we're going to look over here, and with the Android app, it's a UI built in for we're going to base it off a Google Pixel 3a. I used to have a Google Pixel, so I was familiar with the interface, so that's why I built the project for it, but it can go on a plethora of different Android devices. So for here, I have a username and password test, and I can log in, excuse me, or if I'm a brand new user, I can register and sign up. So let's go ahead and log in. So login successful. As we can see, we got the target weight, and then if I want to add weights, there's nothing in there right now. I can change the target weight. So let's say the target weight is 255, and that is actually my target weight right now that I'm trying to lose weight to. Let's go ahead and add an entry. So my entry, I'm currently 257, but let's say 280, or like the start of the year I was 300. Add the weight, and boom, we can see that it did not do what I wanted it to because I typed in the wrong thing. So we're going to say Monday, we're going to do weight of 300. So that'll tell me what day in the weight for that day. And if I want to delete that entry, it's as simple as hit delete entry. Let's go ahead and add that again. We'll do Monday again with 300, and we're going to modify the entry. So when I modify it, it brings us to that same screen, gives you an example of what to do for the dates and the weight. So we'll do Monday, we'll set it to 290, then I'll overlap. Perfect. So the text notifications function, this is part that kind of breaks it right now, and I need to fix that. So with this, I click on it, and it's supposed to check for permissions to provide text updates. So let's go ahead and do Tuesday. Let's say I'm down to 255. See, add the entry, and right there I was supposed to confirm the text, and it did not. So now, unfortunately, it basically broke the program. So we're going to start it over again. We're going to look at the login side of it. So if I'm a new user, we'll do test one, 23, 23, then random number, then confirm sign up. So now if I do this, it should provide me access to log in. Unfortunately, the database, as you can see, those are the same exact weights we're playing with, right? That's wrong. That shouldn't be happening. So what I want it to do is, per user, I'm going to adjust this database so that each user has their own specific environment in that database, or their own database to begin with. So you're not all sharing the same weights, because, you know, I'm going to compare myself to my wife, where we both weigh considerably different amounts, and that'll get confusing on who's putting in what. And that's just not very personalized, not 100% professional. I technically followed the rubric for this class, but this is always that project. I'm like, man, I could do it so much better. And that's the big thing I want to do with this, is for the database, have a separate database for the login. And with that, I need it to be able, the weight loss and the target weight, to access the information for that login information, and then provide a personalized experience. So let's go over the code. A lot of code in this one. There's a lot that goes on with Android. There's a lot of layouts to go over in terms of the program. So all of this is how it lays out. So all these different XML files are just the layouts. Overall, I don't really have a whole lot to say. There's not really any good way to add sufficient commenting, but we could add some more comments to explain what each one of these does. But in general, I'm pretty happy with it. There's no security, there's no data, there's no variables, there's no nothing else. It's just simply layout and design. So let's focus on the actual code that I had to type in. So we got the modify entry code. We have the edit text, the buttons that it's going to configure against. And then with this, we're going to find the day await, return button, add entries, add in the values. If the modify weight was successful, say it was successful, and then this listener allows us to go to different pages, so like the main page, for example. So that main page, if I run the app, is going to be this page here. So that's your main page. These are all the various buttons that are involved. And here's the code. It's going to check for the username, password, check for the database, find the entries, and add the entries based on that accordingly. So again, everything is set up with, in terms of, we're going to look at the structure. Documentation, I did not document really anything in this whole program, and that is shame on me. There's some basic documentation on some things, but a lot of things, not really a ton. Especially some other pages I don't have any at all. Shame on me, but that's definitely something that I need to fix. But the structure overall is good. The structure is concise. I did a good job of each page only doing what it's supposed to in terms of structure, and it's laid out well. It's laid in order of how the page functions. There's no real arithmetic because there's nothing that I'm comparing to besides the SMS check your weight comparison. You know, if it's 10 off, 5 off, or target. But beyond that, I can't really count arithmetic in this one. There's no loops really going on in this one. It's set up differently, where it's kind of like an always running concept with these like on-click listeners. It's going to run until it gets the input it needs. Defensive programming, we can go back to, let's go ahead and log out and log back in. If I put in just a random thing, see, login failed, it's going to verify against, and I can put in anything I want. and it's still going to verify and say, hey, login failed, hey man, that's not right, can't do that. So overall, I'm not really too worried about the potential of an attack. This is really the only way in. That's the purpose of this login screen, so I think I did a good job there. With this, it's coded in Java, so memory management's not as critical as like I saw in the C++ applications. There's not a whole lot with memory that's really being targeted, so I'm not too worried about that. Now let's review the databases. So the database, so this is like the login page one. I have my DAO and I have my queries, so I'm going to select items. This is meant for testing purposes, so I can insert a new username password. I can get the username, get the password, get the phone number. I do not have an update or delete, and shame on me, these need to be actually implemented. Same thing with the target weight. I have a get target weight. I do have an add target weight. The update, it's technically an update, but it's basically doing the same thing as the insert. It's on the same page, but it is updating the database appropriately, so I'm okay with that. But there's no delete. So that was another failure. So I have a lot of work to do on these database sides of things, and this is where I need to focus on. I feel the rest of my app works pretty well. In the meantime, especially for this purpose, good chance I'll just remove the SMS function if I'm not able to fix it properly, because that's not my priority right now. My priority is to make this database spot on. I'm real annoyed that when I log in with any username, password, everyone shares the same data, and I need this to do what I want it to do, where everyone's login is individualized, which that part is, but their experience needs to be as well once you're in the app. So same kind of concept. I have my insert, update, delete. It's not used. This one here dumps the whole table. So all in all, because it all pulls from the same setup with the login information, need to separate these and based on how it's accessed. So if I go to the main page or like a target weight, it has to pull from both. Here's my database, because I tried to do separate databases before and it didn't work, so I got to distinguish the different tables within the database to allow myself to have unique experiences for each user, and that is going to be the heavy priority on this one. So let's talk about how it's going to meet up with the course outcomes. I believe the course outcomes it's going to work on the most is the computing solutions that solve a given problem using algorithmic principles. The algorithms are going to be accessing the database and manipulating the database. And with that, I'm going to have one that allows for personalized experiences for all the various users. I'm going to use well-founded innovative techniques, skills, and tools. So again, each user is going to have their individualized experience because I'm focusing on the database portion of this, and then security. So security, it's not really a breach in security, but it's kind of a breach in personal information, I suppose. Like if you can see the last user's information, you're not going to be able to harm them, but if they want to hide their weight and how much they weigh, and then what their goals are, and they're tracking it, it's kind of a breach of privacy, and that's not okay. So with this new update, it's going to show how, even though the login's secure, the data inside is not secure, and we're going to show that with a new implementation of my design choices that it's going to be secure for every single user and all their information is private. That is my code review for the third and final component. Thank you for listening.